I'm Frankie Shughart. I'm from Oxford, Mississippi. Professional mixed martial arts fighter. I've been training for about 8 years now. Well, I coach full-time at Oxford Fitness Kickboxing. I teach fitness classes, kickboxing. I never played sports or anything before growing up. Didn't do anything competitive, and none of those things really interested me. I mean, I was pretty isolated most of my life. I started running away from home when I was like 9, 10 years old, just to kind of get out in the world. And when I hit the streets, got around all the wrong people, drugs, alcohol, partying all the time, breaking the law, things like that. And it just got so out of hand. I mean, it was, very self-destructive behavior, and I found a way to channel that self-destructive behavior into something productive. I didn't have an easy childhood at all. My parents were alcoholics, and I never wanted to feel like a victim at all. I wanted to feel, comfortable and strong and powerful. I was able to achieve that through physical fitness and things like that. I started with working out. I loved bodybuilding and pushing myself. I got locked up when I was 20. Spent a year and a half in prison, and I knew then that when I got out, I wanted to commit to mixed martial arts and fighting and use that as a platform to turn my life around, basically. And while I was locked up, my girlfriend at the time was bartending at a place called Volta, and one of her regulars was Mike Kane, who happened to be a jiu-jitsu coach, and they got to talking about me before I was even released. And as soon as I got out, I started training jiu-jitsu. 3 months later, I competed in a jiu-jitsu tournament. I placed third in the intermediate division. I beat a guy who'd been training for 3 years. And then after 6 months of training, I had my first MMA fight where I smoked the dude in 27 seconds, and after that, I was hooked. After my first fight, I'd always been chasing rushes. That's why I went after drugs and alcohol and parties. I was chasing those adrenaline rushes, and nothing matched getting in that cage for the first time. It felt like an out-of-body experience, like tunnel vision. My skin was on fire. I was in that flow state where time was moving different, and I got addicted to that feeling. Win, lose, or draw, it's kind of helped me express my nature as a person. I started out with Ole Miss, BJJ, Mike Kane, and Brandon Wilkinson. I was training with them, twice a day, as much as I could, and I really excelled at jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu. I started training, going up to the fight clinic in South Haven, working with Jamie Langstaff and guys like that, and started going up to Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu, which is where I've cross-trained throughout my whole fighting career. And they've got, a stable of great fighters and coaches up there that have really helped me progress my game. After maybe my first or second fight, I met Tyler Hill, and we just instantly clicked. We had the same mindset with a lot of stuff, and we just trained Muay Thai nonstop, hitting pads, sparring. I would go down to Cleveland and stay with him, and he would come up to Oxford when he could. And Tyler Hill definitely was a big influence in my life, and he moved up to Oxford for a short period of time before moving down to the coast to train at Ellen Belcher's gym. I try to go down there as much as I can to learn from all those guys. I don't know, I feel like I was just kind of born with like a depressive bug. It's like every day I think about suicide, but I would never want to kill myself. I kind of keep living to spite life sometimes, and I just keep pushing forward and evolving, and it's kind of just a constant itch in the back of my mind all the time. It's just negativity, and I don't know why I'm wired like that. It's just how it is, and that's why I've always been able to relate to the underdogs, and I loved heavy metal music and things like that because I could relate to those those darker storylines and themes of anguish and suffering, and then of course the anger to overcome it. The biggest things that I love about martial arts, mixed martial arts in general, is it gives me something to obsess over. It's never ending. There's always a new technique, something to improve upon, from the basics to the most complex stuff. It's never ending, and I'm a perfectionist, and I obsess over things, overthink things more than I should, and it gives me something to direct that to. You know, when I get up in the morning and my mind starts overloading with thoughts, you know, that's when it's time to go for a run. That's when it's time to hit the gym. And, you know, I just feel better training constantly, training every single day. It's given me something. I feel like I never really had a chance. I never went to school. I never did anything to work towards anything but fighting in my life, and now it's given me a platform that, you know, I want my daughter to be proud of me. I want her to be proud of who her father is and what he's done, and I feel like I can have a legacy fighting that she'll really be proud of. I love training other people. I love sharing my knowledge. I try to be the person that I needed more than anything. I feel like, you know, you got to give back to what gives to you, and everything that's been built in my life has been given to me through fighting, and I feel like you give back to it by training other people and passing on the knowledge, and that's something I hope to continue to do for the rest of my life. In terms of mindset, from where I was, you know, back when I ran from all my problems and avoided reality as much as possible and tried to black everything out all the time, to now where I try to be as focused as possible and as aware and in tune with myself as I possibly can. It's a world of difference. Like, you can't run from your problems, because they're always going to be there. No matter how f***ed up you get, when you sober up, they're still going to be there. So if you don't handle that shit and face it, you know, you're going to be stuck in the same cycles over and over and over until they destroy you. You know, with each day, you can note progress. You pick yourself up and do something for yourself, things start to get better.